Yo guys, welcome back to another league racing video on the channel. Today we are here with UFRL Tier 1, round number 4 at Spa-Francorchamps. My first race of the season was last week at Vegas, which was actually round number 3, and I missed out the first 2 races. And because I missed the first 2 races, here are the current standings going into this round. You can see we're all the way down in P14, but we did finish P2 in Vegas, which gave us 30 points. Which is still quite nice, but you can see Matthias in the championship lead is 51 points ahead of us.
I actually don't know why
because this point system is a lot of points for a win. They're very generous with the points and how they're spread out across the league. So a lot of people are really high ahead of us, and we're going to have to do quite a lot throughout the remaining 11 races after this to try and claw it back. But we are here at Spa with our final qualifying lap. This is one of my favourite tracks on this year's game. I really like what they've done with the new layout, but I'm going to try my best to actually commentate a qualifying lap. And starting off the lap, we get low source done pretty nicely, but we did actually lose like maybe half a tenth on the exit, which isn't ideal. Flat out through Eau Rouge and Radion, we've actually lost time, which I'm not really sure how we've managed to do that, because it is just a completely flat section. I've lost like 40 milliseconds. Not sure what's wrong. That's just one of the problems with this game. Up into Lecon, getting it chucked in nicely, but we don't actually get over the curb and cut as much as we could have. So we're just barely positive on the delta when we could easily be a tenth or 2 up. Through Brussels, getting the power down nicely. We're gaining quite a lot of time. We're trying to get the power and down as quick as possible throughout this entire lap. We are now a tenth up, just keeping it flat out, and we're just gaining time, constantly, just gaining and gaining. A tenth up now, and we are looking like we're going to be closing to P2, but we have a massive snap, and we lose absolutely all the time. We lose about 2 tenths, because I got stuck on the curb, and that happens way too much, and I was worried that might happen in one of the qualifying laps, but that was really not ideal. We really didn't need that, because you can now see half a tenth down. There's not really much places to gain time, but I do know there's a big gain to be made into the bus stop chicane.
Fuck's sake, man!
But we do get it done, but it's not as nice on the first turn, and we're about a tenth up. We have a bit of a poor exit, just out the and it's just about a tenth improvement, like 42 flat, and that puts us into P3 for the race. 1 position ahead of my teammate Bad Boy, which is actually quite good, because now that means we can work together. We're one of the only teams, we're the only team in the top 8 to be teammates. Like, everyone else is too far down. But you can see how the difference between second and first, it was about 7 tenths, the gap between Matthias and P2. He is absolutely flying. He is a bit of a nerd, so I'm not really surprised he got pole. But we're here to go racing. As long as we can stay within the DRS of everyone, the fight will be great, and this will be a very, very fun race to watch. It is 5 red lights, and away we go for round number 4 in UFRL. We're starting on the medium tyres. Lights ahead is not on the medium tyres with us. He is on the hard tyres. We instantly send up the inside because we need to get past. As Matthias is on the medium tyres, we really need to try and stick with him, because the hards will not be performing as well. And we really need to stay within Matthias's DRS instantly, else this is going to be a bit of a struggle and the win just won't be possible. You can see we're burning so much battery. Lights is as well. He's gaining on Matthias, but he's not enough to go for a move. We're not trying to get rid of all our battery just yet. We just need to stay alive. And if we can make a move on Lights, we want it to be in a place where we're not going to lose too much time, and we're not going to go for any stupid sends, because that would really ruin our chances of keeping within the DRS. So far so good though. Matthias isn't leaving just yet, and we're just keeping it flat to the floor in as much places as we can. With our tyres are at the best right now, and we actually go off the track, but because this game is so good, you can just leave the track for longer and not pick up a warning, which I'm glad I know that, because if I just came straight back onto the track, I'd easily get a warning. But you can hear my teammate ask, he's still behind us, did I get a warning for that? No, I did not. But you'd completely expect me to get a warning because I didn't even lose much time. But that's just how this game works. But you can see at the delta, Matthias is about a second ahead of Lights now. But luckily, cutting to lap number 3, we are within the DRS. Just about. Lights is just about there. We run a little bit deep into turn 1, and on exit, I noticed that Bad Boy is faster, and you can hear me say, you should overtake. We're trying to get a 1-2 here because it's probably the most likely chance we're going to get. And I did say to get him through, and we're just going to pull to the inside and let him go. And the overspeed he has from using and having DRS, he's also going to go for a move on Lights. He goes up the inside and moves back over to the racing line. 2 overtakes in 1 straight. Beautiful call for him to overtake. And now we can properly get onto Matthias because Bad Boy has the pace at this track. After his little mistake in Vegas last time, he's definitely got the pace now. You can see how close he is up ahead and how close we are now to Lights. We don't have DRS at the minute, but we are going to try and go for a move. I think, as we see he's going really slow. We open the battery and we just pounce on it. And brake late. He doesn't actually keep up the inside, but I leave him the space just in case, which kind of compromised my line through the bus stop. But we are up, up into P3. Up ahead now. Matthias and Bad Boy are backing up a lot. We brake really late. We nearly make contact. We actually do make a little bit of contact with Bad Boy. Has a bit of a twitchy exit.
Shit.
He nearly spins.
Oh my God.
But we managed to survive it. I did not expect him to brake that early. But you can now see, up ahead, Bad Boy, up into turn 5, makes the move done. Nice and easy. And now it's a Williams 1 and 3. Matthias is staying on the back. He's moving to the inside. Will he make a send? He looks at it's a pretty half move. But Bad Boy leaves him in the space, and he does hold on to P1 for the time being. And now you can see we've got a little bit of pace. We're using a tiny bit of battery just to see if the option's there. But it's not there. The door is shut. Bad Boy was just going a little bit too slow. But there's really no move there. I'm not trying to go for a move. Into the long double left is a really silly place to go for a move. And it would likely kill the race. But, as of now, end of lap 5, Bad Boy trying to break slipstream to Matthias. He is in no battery, and we are going to use this backup to go for a send into the bus stop. We're going to hang it around the outside now. And it is a beautiful overtake, team coordinated move. And we are now up into a Williams 1 and 2, but behind Lights is going side by side with Matthias, and they both send up the inside. Lights is still there. We're going to hang it around the outside, and he doesn't leave us the space. And he forces onto the gravel and drops us back a lot. And now we're 3 wide with Hazer. About to go 3 wide off a Rouge. We're going side by side through a Rouge, and then he hits us off the track. And we do actually pick up a warning for that, which is only our first warning of the race. But it's not a warning we needed at all. And just from it being a 1-2, it's now a 2 and 6. Because Matthias has moved back up to the lead, which you expect with the DRS power on this game. But you can see how close it is from myself in P6 at the end of the leading train to P1. It is incredibly close, maybe 2 seconds at most. And so we definitely know we're not out of this race. It is just a minor setback. And we can definitely get something done here. It is really not over yet. You can see Hazer. We're a little bit faster at the minute. We are going to use quite a bit of our battery. We're on about 80%, which I can only assume is more than Hazer at this point. He is flashing, so he is in none, but we are also in none. We're just going to match it. We don't exactly want to be going... We don't want to be right up his gearbox throughout this section. He gets on the curb, has a little bit of a twitchy exit, but now we're just going to use the battery. We've got about 90%. We're just going to use it. No DRS, but this track is just too easy to make overtakes on in a straight line. And we're up into P5. Surprisingly, Hazer is in P6 and hasn't really been threatening for the lead of the race so far. And considering I fought with him for the championship 2 seasons ago and I won, and then he won the championship last season, I'm pretty surprised that he's not quite got the pace. Because I mean, he was there in Vegas, but he was never like challenging for the win. It was just more for a fight with P2 with myself. But lap 8 now. Lights is nearly falling out of DRS and Matthias, but he does have 3 seconds. Up ahead, Matthias and Bad Boy going side by side. Matthias forces Bad Boy to the track. He goes wide and then
For fuck's
spins.
sake, man! He's such a... Did you get damage off me?
And
Fuck's
suddenly,
sake, man.
just like
He's
that,
such a fucking idiot for that.
we've got
Why
a
would
lot
he
of wing
try
damage.
that?
And just like that, it's undrivable wing damage. Like, we really didn't
Fucking
need
give the
that.
pace back, the fucking idiot.
And I know looking back on it, it really looks like I could have avoided the crash, but I was really thinking he would have saved it. And surprisingly, even though I hit into the back of Bad Boy's car when he was going sideways, he actually didn't spin around and he's still right there in the fight, and I'm really confused as to how that's happened. But now we're going to have to force to box and go for a massive undercut because we've got to replace the wing. Because I was, if you couldn't tell, I was going really slow. I was holding up everyone else behind me, and we had to box. But it's just like that. We're in the fight. We're right there, and just a car's just turned up in the middle of the road, nowhere for me to go. And we came out in P19. We are full last on the track. We are supposed to be gaining some places back when everyone else boxes. But we're now behind Poochie Head, who has also went for a massive undercut. Not sure if he also had damage, but he did turn out ahead of us. So I'm pretty sure he didn't. But into lap 10, a lap after I pitted, we get past. And on the Kemmel straight, we just get past. It's a very, very easy move. We've got very little battery right now. And moving on to lap 10, we're up into P16 because Jack and someone else has boxed. I think that might be Filthy Ghost. But Poochie Head is behind us. He's getting pretty close. Will he go for a move? He's not going to go for a move. There's a yellow flag just ahead of us.
No,
And
fuck,
we get a safety car. Which is amazing for me, but it's really bad for Bad Boy, our teammate, because he boxed a lap too soon.
Fucking idiot, bro.
And everyone else
Fucking
stayed out.
qualifying.
Everyone stayed out, and he has just lost a ton of positions there.
And it's fine.
But I really didn't matter if this safety car was now or a lap later, so I'm sympathising heavily with Bad Boy. Because his situation, horrible. And I am dead last, and I will continue to be dead last, because I'm going to box again.
I mean, if you're locking, we can still do stuff.
Because I could gain some free positions, but realistically, taking mediums to the end is the play right now. So we are going to make a box and go for a second stint on the mediums, our second box lap of the race. Poochie also joins us. He is aware that the hards won't be a competitive tyre, even though everyone's boxed. It just won't be competitive anymore, and the medium is the play. And we come out just ahead of Filthy Ghost, and we are in P16, which is my actual position. I am actually P16. I was fighting for the win, and just in the snap of your fingers, we're in P16 in a proper position, and this track is not easy to make overtakes on. It is when you're in the leading pack because you got DRS, but when you're behind here and you're faster than people in corners, all they have to do is burn some battery to defend. We actually hit Coffee starting the safety car restart because Bad Boy said that they went, and I kind of forgot I was at the back of the grid, and I just assumed Coffee would have broke a bit later and took the normal line. But it's completely fine. I didn't pick up any wing damage. It wasn't enough for him to report me for that, which is, I'd say that's reasonable. It's just a bit of a misjudgment on my part. But we now have to burn a lot of a battery. Bad Boy says he's out of DRS. He is actually in P4, so he hasn't been affected as much as he thought when the safety car came out. He is definitely still there, but up ahead, Coffee going for a move on Bam. Side by side, Bam's going to have a very compromised line. You can see they're backing up so much. We're just going to follow Coffee through here, make an easy move on Bam. And I'm burning my battery. Will I send up the inside? I kind of do, but then I kind of figured that he wouldn't leave the space because I wasn't as far alongside. I didn't commit as much as I should have. So we are stuck behind a little bit more. And you can just see we are burning our battery, but so is Coffee ahead. It is very difficult to overtake in these sections. We make contact, and now Poochie's on our back. He's actually on the soft compound. He probably won't make it to the end with any good pace, at least. But Coffee is just doing a good job of holding us up here, which is very unfortunate for me. But eventually, at the end of the lap, we are going to go around the outside. But you can see our battery. We're on 2%. We're on absolutely no battery, and we still aren't ahead of Coffee. We have sent up the inside into the bus stop, and we have got the move done. But we are just outside of DRS of Iceman. So we're in a really bad position, and we do actually manage to get into the DRS. but Pucci's behind us, and he's just going to fly past us, and we've got barely any battery. So it's a very, very likely possibility that Coffee was going to go for the move, but he actually didn't go for the move, which is helpful. We're okay with letting Pucci go by. He's on the faster tyres at the minute, so we're still playing the long game here. But right now, we're not making the impact we wanted to make. Pucci made a couple moves ahead, and there is another safety car, which is actually incredible for us. Another safety car is allowing us to either box again or stay out and gain a few positions. I can't really remember what I did. We'll see in a minute, actually, what I did. But a lot of people are actually boxing. So we decide to stay out. And we're now going to be in a very nice position. Maybe about P7, P6, P7.
This guy hurries up.
But I'm getting a bit agitated.
Yeah, bro, this is
because I'm a bit annoyed that I'm stuck behind Iceman. But you can see in the feed at the top left, Matthias has filtered out on fresh soft tyres behind us.
Yeah, he's gonna go out
And
of
he is
the
easily in the fight for the win here. And now that he's on softs, he will be absolutely flying. But we're in P9 now. We need to get past Iceman as quick as possible and maybe hold up Matthias in the process. But you're on the restart. Iceman didn't really react as well to the cars ahead. He's moving to the inside. We're going to hang it around the outside. Going to keep it there. Getting flashbacks to lights earlier in the race. But Iceman does leave the space. And that's a very nice overtake. Nice and committed around the outside. And that needed to happen. We really needed to get past him as quick as possible. And now we should hopefully be getting onto the back of Pucci Head, who is fighting Rusted Bolt, and behind us, Matthias, absolutely flying along, and it's looking like he's going to make a very easy overtake. We're burning everything. We're helping our teammate now defend very aggressively to the inside. There's a little bit of contact, and we managed to close the door on the outside, and we are holding him up very well. He will be losing quite a lot of time being stuck behind some old medium runners. Up ahead, Pucci and Bolt getting very close, but Pucci ended up making that move stick. Later on, the same lap as the safety car came in, we're just going to use our battery. We have very little left, but we really want to get past Bolt as quick as possible. We're trying to get in Pucci's slipstream, but we just ran out of energy, and we're still behind Bolt. But then he moves over, and then now Matthias is sandwiched behind us, and we're going to go for the move, going to make it, and we're going to leave him space again, even though he didn't keep up the inside. I'm just not taking any risks of taking anyone out. And we're going to try and give Bolt a bit of slipstream, but there's just no match. Matthias is managing his battery pretty well, which I'm not at this point, because he actually told me, Matthias messaged me after he watched my Vegas video and said that my ERS management wasn't very good, and he gave me some tips on what I can do better, and I didn't know at this moment because I hadn't uploaded the Vegas video yet. So he's doing very well on the battery, and in the other races I can tell you that the battery management was a lot better, but Matthias obviously knows what I don't at this point. So he's easily made the move. We're on like no battery, and we really need to put the ERS modes down into none and hopefully stick with Matthias. It's going to be very unlikely because he's on fresh softs, I'm on old mediums, but it'll be really helpful if we can charge up a little bit and stay with him. But up ahead, Poem just instantly lets Matthias go, and this is going to be bad because he's now going to be trying to hold us up, but we're not going to let that happen. We're going to go for a very committed move, and then we're not going to commit. But then he goes a little bit slow, and we just move to the outside, and we're trying to burn our battery. He tries to close the door, and we manage to follow Matthias through. We lose a little bit of time. We're almost out of a second, so Poem has done his job at the minute. But they are working very well as a team. Poem knows he's the second driver, so he's obviously just going to let Matthias by and help him in any move. Up ahead, there is a move, and Matthias has made it around the outside of Pucci, and is now instantly on the back of Merckx, and we kind of want to stick with him, and we are going to just fast forward a little bit up until the next straight. No point making a cut, but we are just going to go up to the next straight and see what happens. I don't actually know what happens. Never had to like fill blank space like that. Probably should have just cut it really. Up ahead, 3 wide, and Matthias has made that move. Pucci is actually trying to challenge him, and up ahead they do all filter in to the single file line, and that is probably the best case for them. But Matthias now up into P4, and he is easily going to be on the back of the leaders by the end of this race. Merckx goes very deep, and we're going to try and get a switch back on him. Matthias sets the fastest lap of the race, a whole 4 seconds faster than my fastest lap on that, or my lap. He was 4 seconds up the road, which is absolutely crazy. He has got way too much pace. Penultimate lap now though. We've got absolutely no battery. And we're going to go for a move on Pucci. and up ahead, my
Yeah,
teammate's
nice one,
screaming
man.
in my ear,
Fucking idiot, bro.
mid-move, and Bad Boy's been put down to P4. He's definitely in the fight for the win, but that has really not been helpful to him.
Just literally gifted Matthias the win, bro.
You can hear him say he's gifted Matthias the win, which he kind of has. Like, that is very... It seems like that's what's going to happen. Penultimate lap, we are not fighting anyone. We aren't close enough to Bad Boy, and we managed to drop Lynx and Pucci behind. And yeah, we're closing the race in a very calm manner, which hasn't been a theme for this race, which is very nice for us just to calmly finish it. It's a bit anticlimactic, really, but hopefully we can get within 6 seconds of Lights, who we are currently within 6 seconds of, and hopefully we gain on penalties, and we just about managed to take P4, which after being in a real P16, I was genuinely P16.
Just everything.
I'm pretty happy with the P4 there.
Not one thing was good about that race.
Bad Boy ended up reporting the Matthias incident, which ended up giving me damage earlier in the race, and somehow the stewards came to the conclusion that Bad Boy should get a penalty for not saving the car. So Bad Boy dropped down behind us to P5, I think, and then Mano did it also get a penalty? I think, no, Mano didn't get a penalty. But we did actually manage to finish P3 in that race, which is brilliant considering we were P16 at one point. But it is very unfortunate. I really wanted to be in that fight for the win. It did seem like a lot of fun. But if you want to see the next round in, I believe it's Austria, then like and subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.